You are launching monitor speakers for home use, so to speak. Does it mean that it has another quality than your normal monitor speakers?
So basically we are introducing Alpha series at Music Messe. This series is more for home studio.
But my question was, is this another quality because it's cheaper?
No. It's exactly following the same focal sound philosophy. Something very natural sounding in the mid frequencies, details in the high as well, and bass under control all the time. The main difference compared to the other would be at some point a bit less of amplifier power. So that's going to be the main difference above some points. All our tweeters are using the same focal patented technologies, the inverted dome shape, which is very interesting because compared to a positive dome, the curve is less important. So it means that the dispersion in the room is much better, so less directive, which means also for the end user, you can have the same sound all across the room at some point, which makes it more easy because obviously when you will start mixing on the desk and then you will have probably to move and play on your keyboard this way. If the sound is changing drastically, at some point it's a big problem. So that's something we have to avoid.
And there's a price difference between the new series and your old professional series, so to speak. How could you get the lower price for the new ones?
This is mainly due to the fact that these speakers are developed by Focal in France and are also engineered by us. We manufacture these in China. So this is part of the reason why the price is more affordable, but maintaining the focal sound philosophy. So the key point was we had many people asking for, okay, I love the focal sound, but CMS is a bit too expensive for me. Is there a solution? Until now, not really, but thanks to the Alpha series, that's the answer to people who are looking for the focal sound performances, but at a more affordable price point.
And the CMS series have rounded corners, hasn't it?
Yeah, the cabinet of CMS is very different. This cabinet on Alpha is made of MDF, 15 millimeter thick, whereas on CMS it is made of pure aluminum. So it's an aluminum body, very solid, and also the CMS is a bit more compact. So if you are facing space problem, probably the best solution would consist in going for CMS. If you have enough footprint on your desk, then you can go for Alpha at some point.
Your existing CMS series is very practical in use because you have loudness in front, in steps actually, and you have connections in the back. How is it on the new series?
On Alpha, as the user would most of the time have a small DAC already on his home studio with a knob in order to control the volume on it. We didn't integrate the volume because it would have been a double use, as you can already control it on the DAC. But in the same time we have still two inputs, XLR, RCA, with auto-compensated sensitivity difference on the RCA, which means that if you plug the source on XLR or RCA, you will get the same sound level always, which is very practical. In the same time, for the small, let's say for the limited output of some DAC, at some point you want to get a bit more of headroom with your DAC, but you can't for the very small one. So in order to avoid facing distortion problem, you can keep it in the green zone and you can get a plus 6 dB gain by pushing on that button on the Alpha series monitors. Another interesting point regarding Alpha series is that you have an auto standby mode, which means that after 30 minutes without use, the speaker will go on standby. And then when you will start sending audio signal again, it will wake up automatically, which is very convenient for home studio because it's not your job, it's a patient. So at some point you can do other things and then started doing music once again. So you don't have to switch on and off all the time. You can at some point leave the system on, it will go standby automatically. And to finish with, you have some low frequency shelving, high frequency shelvings to fix the room acoustics problem. So if your room is a bit boomy, you can fix this problem by acting on the low frequency shelving. If your room is sucking a bit of bass energy, you can boost the bass if needed. And the same goes for the high frequencies.
And what is the price of those new loudspeakers?
Price point will be €250 including tax for the Alpha 50, €300 for the Alpha 65 and €350 for the Alpha 80. Alpha 50 is highly recommended for very, very small space, tiny rooms, small bedrooms. Alpha 65 will be the most versatile, and Alpha 80 is highly recommended to people making music requiring a lot of bass and energy in the bass. With Alpha 80, due to the frequency response extended in the low frequencies and the high power of the amp, you will be able to control the audio spectrum from very low frequencies up to the very high frequencies as well.